Another new feature of JavaScript allows you to create better literal strings through the use of templates. So the term template literal is a kind of oxymoron. Parts of the string will be literal and parts will be templatized. They'll be variable based on an expression. And so you can inject in other values, variables, or you can actually run entire expressions. And we'll see the use of a ternary operator in just a moment. Let's start off pretty simple. We'll begin by creating a new file. Call this template literals.js. Inside of here, I'll do something really simple. Let name equal Bob. All right, that's not the template literal. This will be console.log. And now I want to use the backtick characters, usually over the tilde. If you're not familiar with that region of your keyboard, it's usually right next to the number 1, 2, 3, 1, right next to the number 1. You'll have to hold down the shift key to get to it. So there's one backtick. Whoops, I'm sorry, you don't need the shift. The backtick key, all right, usually above the tab key on your keyboard. And so inside of there, I'm going to use hi. And then whenever I want to add something variable that will get kind of injected in from the outside, it'll be interpolated from outside of this, I'm going to use the curly braces. And right before the curly brace, I'm going to use the $ character. So you can see that the syntax highlighting in Visual Studio Code changes the color of this to this bright blue color. That's cool. And so then I can just say, hey, I want to use the name variable inside of there, like so. Okay. So we should be able to do something like node template literals, like so. And I get hi Bob. Awesome. So the other cool thing about template literals is that they will allow you to create multi-line strings. Now before this, you would have to do a lot of using the append operator and so on, but in this case you can do something like, and I'm just going to copy and paste this because I don't want to type all this out. You can see here that I start my template literal with a backtick, and I end it with a backtick down here at the bottom. So I'm setting this sentence, or sentences, actually this paragraph, equal to this whole string, and I split it up on multiple lines. And there's no append character or anything like that. What I can do is console.log sentence. And the neat thing too, at least from what I'm concerned, is that it preserves the indentation level and the line feed character. So, you know, I could do something a little more, I guess, artistic here. Come on, let's do this just with spaces like that. And it preserves that indentation level that I have. Pretty neat, right? All right, and then the other cool thing is that you can do anything inside of the expression interpolation area that you can do in a normal expression. And let me comment all this stuff out. Alt-Shift-A. And here I'm going to create a function, real super simple function. Get reason count, just a very pithy, silly idea here. And I'm going to hard code this to return the value 1. All right. And I'll change that a little bit later so you can see the difference here. But I'm going to create a variable called interpolation. Interpolation equals, now I'll use the backtick character, give me $ curly braces, we'll come back to those in a minute, to try this. All right. Inside of here, make some space for myself, I can create any expression. I'm going to use the ternary operator. And so I'm going to say, hey, if get reason count, just because I wanted to make things a little bit more interesting, so I'm actually calling a function. If it is equal to 1, and here's where the ternary operator comes in, I'll say one good reason, otherwise a few reasons. All right, and this is starting to pop over out of the viewable area, but hopefully you can kind of keep track of using this syntax coloring. You can see where the expression interpolation begins and ends. Inside of that, here I'm going to evaluate the call to get reason count, and if it's equal to 1, I'm going to inject that part of the string in here. Otherwise, I'll inject this part of the string inside of my template literal. And now, I guess the only thing left to do is just a console.log interpolation, like so. Let's go ahead and actually run this. So give me one good reason to try this. Well, maybe we should try 2. Give me a few reasons to try this. All right, so you can, and I see the need for this all the time, especially in web development where you may have one item in your shopping cart or 2 items in your shopping cart, to change up the string that gets outputted to for the end user based on a quantity. All right, and probably other good uses of that as well. So string template literals are a nice addition to the JavaScript language. Here again, they can make your code more compact and readable, allowing you to do some interesting things in line that would require a lot of appending of strings previously. All right, so doing great. Let's continue on. See you in the next video. Thanks.